Hello and welcome to the Redbrick Sport podcast. We're here in an international break, everyone's least favourite time of the year, but we do get to watch England. Whether that's a good or bad thing, you will find out in the coming minutes. This week I'm joined by Nicola.
Hi.
Sam.
Hello.
Harry.
Hello.
Brad.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hello.
Good collection of people here today. I'm your host, Dan. We're going to start with, a few days ago, Samir Nasri did an interview in which he said that Guardiola banned sex after midnight to help the Man City players get ready for games, because apparently it helped Messi and Lewandowski get into the zone. So what I wanted to ask you guys is, for your respective clubs, what would you want to stop the players doing?
So as a Villa fan, obviously there's loads of stuff surrounding one certain man. I think last year we lost 4-0 away to Everton, and then Agbonlahor was found partying in some hotel in London. So that would be one thing which would be cool if they stopped doing.
Brad, what would you stop your players doing?
Mine was going to be very similar, actually. It was going to be to stop players going out the night after a game. Chris Smalling, with the being dressed as a terrorist on a night out. That's literally the night after a big defeat, and I don't think that's something you want to see at all. It just disgraces the whole day, really. Like, fans are in a mood, you've had a big defeat and you see one of your players out.
What if your team wins?
I still don't think it should be done. I think a precedent should be set that, around games, either before or after, you shouldn't be doing that. Leave that to your downtime or,
I might come over a little bit Roy Keane here, but as an Arsenal fan, I wish they would stop taking selfies, stop sort of doing that sort of thing on social media after like a 1-1 draw at home or a 2-1 away win in which we scraped it, or like the 1-0 away at Burnley, for example, in which all the players came off the pitch thinking that they didn't even come off thinking they'd won the game. It's just a bad atmosphere, and they're still sort of doing that. My little thing.
All right, Sam, you're also an Arsenal fan. What would you stop the players doing?
I mean, given Arsenal's injury crises over the last few years, I'm going to have to say all physical exertion outside of matches, because we can't win the league if everyone keeps getting injured doing other things.
I'm guessing that doesn't include training.
We'll have to limit training as well to like 1 or 2 days a week.
Ban them from all international matches.
Training would be strictly like talking tactics in a classroom where they can't get injured.
Nothing to trip over.
Ozil already does that. He takes days
he gets
training.
a day off
Yeah,
every week.
days off.
He's a teacher's pet to Wenger.
What a luxury player. Nicola, what would you stop the Northampton players doing?
They don't actually do anything. The only time they went out last season was after we won the title, and that was the last game of the match.
That's fair enough,
The last
really,
game of the
isn't
season, so they're pretty good.
All right. As a Wigan fan, I'd quite like Will Grigg to stop letting down all the people singing his chant, because he has not scored for a very long time, and the magic needs to come back, because soon everyone's going to forget about him. Not that anyone knows he plays for Wigan anyway. But I'd also, on your point, Alex, if I was a Man United fan, please God, stop dabbing Jesse Lingard. You're so annoying. That's why I'd change if I were a Man United fan. Anyway, I'd like to talk now, in this international break, about the England squad. I have it here. I can read it out for you. Let's go through it position by position. Goalkeepers: Joe Hart, Tom Heaton, Jordan Pickford. Harry, you're our goalkeeper expert. Any issues there?
Not at all, none at all.
Would you put anyone else in instead?
No, I think that's perfect. Obviously, when Jack Butland's back from his injury, he should be in there instead of Heaton. But I don't like to say it, but on current form, it is Heaton that does earn his place, even though he's not one for the future.
All right. Defenders, you've got Ryan Bertrand, Gary Cahill, Nathaniel Klein, Aaron Cresswell, Phil Jagielka, Michael Keane, Danny Rose, John Stones, and Kyle Walker. What a list. Anyone got any favourites? Anyone they'd take out? Anyone they'd add in from that list of defenders?
I think Aaron Cresswell does deserve his place, to be fair. He's been very impressive for the last 2 seasons for West Ham. And I'm just surprised that Liverpool haven't tried to sign him, because he's actually from Tranmere, so he's a Scouser, and he would be the solution to their left-back problem for me. But yeah, I think most of them, Michael Keane as well. But he's facing a lot more than he would be playing for a top side like most of these players are. So I think it helps to sort of highlight his defensive qualities.
Do you think it's justified putting him in ahead of Chris Smalling?
It's Chris Smalling, not sort of half injured, can't decide if he's injured sort of thing. I think he is. So I'd say on that basis, having someone who's 100% fit and probably, let's be honest, he's probably about as good as Smalling anyway. Like, I mean, Smalling's got more sort of experience in elite football, but still, I would say Michael Keane does deserve his place.
Anyone got anyone they would want to start at fullback? Because obviously we've got quite a few fullback options. Klein and Walker, both very good starters. So it's quite hard picking between them. Anyone got any favourites?
It's got to be Walker after that Scotland game. It's got to be Rose and Walker.
He's so Walker for me. Like, I would honestly go as far to say Walker's probably like in the top 5 fastest players in the world, and that really does sort of help him in sort of, because obviously when England play, there's not much width. Last night there was obviously, but if we're going back to that diamond formation, then the pace and sort of creativity of Walker and Rose will come in very handy, as it does for Spurs.
All right, so we want Walker and Rose. Central defence, who do we want to start?
I don't think you have any, much other option apart from Stones and Cahill, who were starters. I think the fact Keane's in the squad highlights our central defensive issues, to be honest. We don't have many options.
Yeah, Jagielka's the only other one you can
He did well
essentially
last
start.
time, didn't he?
He's slowly winding down to retirement for me.
All right, midfielders: Eric Dyer, Jordan Henderson, Jack Wilshere, Adam Lallana, Jesse Lingard, Wayne Rooney, Raheem Sterling, Andros Townsend, and Theo Walcott. There's a lot of wide players in our midfield squad depth. You only really have Dyer, Henderson, Wilshere and Lallana who play centrally. And obviously Dyer and Henderson are more holding, sitting midfielders. What do you think our ideal midfield is looking like?
Probably a 2, so like a 2 and a 3 and 1 up front. So that would be Dyer and Henderson sitting. But the thing is, the 3 in front, there isn't really much in the way of sort of quality. Like, I mean, obviously most people might not do this now, but you would, before the Euros, you would have had Rooney playing a sort of attacking midfield position. And then for me, obviously biased as an Arsenal fan, but I would definitely have Walcott rather than Lingard or something like that. And then probably on the other wing, Sterling, to be honest. In terms of quality, I think those 3 have proved, Rooney not so much this season, but have proved they're the best 3 for that role.
Adam Lallana not getting a start in your system?
Oh, yeah, Adam Lallana. I mean, tricked my mind there. Yeah,
He's
why
in
not?
form.
Ahead of Rooney. Yeah.
Strikers, we've got Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Daniel Sturridge and Jamie Vardy. This isn't really a position we're struggling with at the moment.
When you say that, none of them are really in form. If
Yeah,
you
that's
think
true.
about it, you wouldn't, if you looked at it coming into this international break, you wouldn't have thought there's one that stands out as deserving start because Kane hasn't played. Sturridge is always in and out of form, and Rashford's struggling to get in the team.
All playing right wing, which
Yeah.
doesn't help him.
I would say on that though
Really
that Sturridge is a much better England player than he is a Liverpool player, in my opinion. He does a much better job for England. He seems to suit the English style much better than the Liverpool pressing style.
Because we
I
don't
have
have
any problems with the strikers, to be honest. That's
No, I think
easily our best.
It's a good selection. I mean,
Yeah.
to have
It's
that
just-
selection of
It just
strikers.
depends whether you're playing a 1 or a 2 up front. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so if you're playing on 1, who would you have?
Probably Sturridge.
Sturridge or Kane for me.
And if you're playing 2?
Kane and Sturridge or Rashford. Probably.
I'd go like Kane and Vardy probably for a bit of extra pace. Or Rashford. I really do like Rashford. His pace
Yeah.
helps him get by quite often.
Do you think Marcus Rashford needs to play up front rather than on the wing?
Definitely, yeah. I think he's been, although Mourinho obviously is the manager of Manchester United telling him where to play, I still think that if he ends up becoming a right winger, his talent will be wasted.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well,
half
we'll
the time
see
he's
this
playing.
weekend, won't we? No Ibrahimovic, whether the chance is actually taken to play.
Yeah,
hope so.
Or whether they'll play him right wing back.
Ashley Young style.
Alright, that's the squad. So, on paper, good squad. In practice, England 3, Scotland 0. There you go. Sturridge, Lallana and Cahill scored the goals in this one. This was our World Cup qualifier. We are now top of the group, and all 3 of these goals were headers, which I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's rare.
Yeah. Sturridge's and Lallana's were similar, just from opposite sides, both from Tottenham full-back crosses. And then Wayne Rooney managed to get an assist from a corner. Good for him. I've got down here, Lallana becoming our best player, ? Anyone want to give me some thoughts on that?
Best attacking player, maybe. I wouldn't say best player. I think Kyle Walker probably is the best player all round. But Lallana is becoming one of the best.
I think it's because...
Especially when he plays centrally. Shifting him out wide can cause problems because he does tend to come back in field when you play him out wide. If you play him through the middle, then he's where he's more comfortable and create from there.
I think it's just generally that he's in better form for club and country. 2 years ago, like Conrad mentioned last week, if you would have seen Lallana in front of goal, you would automatically assume that it was going wide, hitting the post, or essentially not going in. Now he seems to have picked up his form. I mean, he did spurn quite a lot of opportunities at the Euros as well. I can remember that game against Russia where he had about 4 or 5 opportunities to put us ahead and put us 2-0 up, obviously, if he would have scored the first one. So I think he's in much better form, and I think his club form is helping him play much better for his country.
Yeah, I think he's one of those ones who's benefiting from his club system as well.
Yeah.
Glenn Hoddle in commentary said that he was the perfect number 10 for us, and as intelligent as Glenn Hoddle may be, I actually agree with him on that, because I think there aren't many other players, because when he came off we sort of shifted Lingard to the number 10 role, and I don't think he plays there. I don't want
He's
to
a
see
winger,
him play
really,
there.
isn't he?
Yeah, and the other option is really Rooney, so we'd go with Lallana in that scenario if I was manager, despite my distaste for his finishing a few years ago, as you mentioned. The other player I wanted to talk about was John Stones, because he has just continued making mistakes, and it's carried through from club to country.
He made a good block though, stopping Scotland scoring one of their many chances. So I want to stick up for Scotland here. I thought they were unlucky. 3-0 probably doesn't justify the game. They were missing Alan Hutton, of course, who retired recently, and they could have benefited with Ross McCormack. But I felt they were unlucky. They had that chance before. Was England scored the second, and John Stones made that block, and then went and scored in the counter.
Yeah.
So if they bury that, was it Lee Griffiths? If he buries that, different game.
All right. Regardless of that, because I agree with you, but Stones is still making mistakes. I wanted to ask when that's going to stop, and if it doesn't, is he worth the money Manchester City paid for him?
I mean, it depends what you mean by stop. It's unlikely he'll ever fully stop making mistakes and play perfectly every week, but he definitely does need to bring the number down. I think with more game time at City and in international football, and just getting more comfortable playing in that level of game against that calibre of opposition, you would think mistakes go down.
The only issue I have is that he's been playing in the Premier League now for a few seasons, and everyone's been saying, oh, he'll come good, he's going to be a great player. I just want to know when that's going to happen, because I am a huge fan of John Stones, but I need to see those mistakes calming down.
I think there's quite a lot of narrative around the mistakes he makes. Every time he does something that could be sort of seen as a mistake or it leads to a chance, it's jumped upon. So like the media sort of capitalise on that and say, oh look, here's this defender who can't be a real English defender, a sort of Terry Butcher style defender, and just whack it clear every time he saw the ball. He needs to learn a bit of that, but I think perhaps if his name was Stonesinho, we'd be talking about him in a very different light.
Yeah, I think under Guardiola he will definitely improve. I think that's the big crucial point here, that he has Guardiola, so he'll be there helping him develop. The fact that he's a ball-playing defender means that he will make mistakes, as Sam said. It just will happen. But I think he'll cut out a number of them under Guardiola. Yeah,
I just don't want to see repeated blind passes across the back four for Nathan Redmond to pounce on. All right, we had only 3 shots on target in this game, and 3 goals. Is that clinical finishing, or should we have created more against a relatively average Scotland team?
I mean, it's hard to complain about that when you do win 3-0. Ultimately that's what matters, is did you win? And if you are converting the accurate shots into goals, I mean, ideally you want there to be more on target shots. And again, especially against perhaps better opposition with a really top quality goalkeeper who will save some of the on target ones. But when you win the game, I think it doesn't matter so much.
All right, we're now unbeaten in our last 33 qualifying games. The last one was a 1-0 loss to Ukraine in October 2009. Top of the group. Are we going to win the World Cup?
No chance.
Can I get some early predictions, please?
For the World Cup?
Yeah.
Struggle to get out of the stage.
Last 16, knockout.
All right.
Yeah, I think Wales will win it.
Yeah.
For me, they're the only team in the competition that has a chance, really. With the best player in the world, Gareth Bale, I think they should be fine. Yeah.
You say that quite sarcastically, but I know you genuinely believe that Bale is the best player in the world.
I do love Bale. Bale's like my second or third favourite player in the world,
so
regardless of his time.
I'd be inclined to agree with Alex in his genuine opinion that Wales will win the World Cup.
Yeah.
And no other team has a chance.
There's a living chance.
But Wales have to qualify.
That's true.
All right. Anyone got us further than the last 16?
No. Because the format's staying the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that should see us to the last 16 and then out.
Yeah.
All right.
We only turn up in qualifiers.
Shame it's not the other way around.
All right. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about England versus Spain. Right, we're back after that magical musical interval. England played Spain in a friendly. That's the reason this podcast is late, because we all put off recording to watch this game. And what a game it was, because we were winning 2-0 until the dying minutes, and then ended up drawing 2-2. Lallana, again, played excellently in this game in his short cameo role before he went off injured. Played an exquisite pass to Vardy, who was tripped up by Pepe Reina. Not sure why Pepe Reina was playing for the penalty.
Can we just, at this point out that Vardy screwed up the opportunity off that pass and got very lucky that Reina dragged it down.
Yeah, I think last season he'd have put that way. Top corner. First time. But yeah, Reina did trip Vardy up and Lallana put the penalty away nicely. And then Vardy managed to break his goal drought with a header, which I've got written down here, all about desire. And then the mannequin challenge celebration, which obviously everyone loved.
I just really hope that was impromptu and sort of just off the cuff.
Definitely was.
Everyone saw it.
He was moving. I know he's been running around for ages, but he was breathing very heavily while doing his mannequin challenge, and that's not how it works. Anyway, well done for scoring, Vardy. I thought England played pretty well in this game. What does everyone else think?
Until the 89th minute, yeah.
Yeah, they played a very efficient game. Played to their strengths, I think. If you look at the way that an England team should play, so obviously you've got the sort of stereotypes around Spain being a passing team, Germany being sort of all-round quality, very good in attacking areas. I think England should play to their strengths: physicality, counter-attacking ability, and pace. And I think they did that very well last night. And they knew that they weren't going to have the ball. They weren't trying to dominate the ball, because obviously if you've got Jordan Henderson playing against the calibre of players that Spain have got in their midfield, that's not going to work, is it? So you need to stick to your strengths.
All right, so do you think it was good squad selection from Southgate?
I'd say so. I'd say more than I've watched Hodgson do. He knew how to sort of play the system. Hodgson, I think, was quite naive in his selection sometimes. So
Hodgson definitely had a formation he wanted to play and put players in it rather than picked a formation for the players he had available.
Yeah, and he did abandon it ahead of the Euros, which was very confusing. So I'm honestly not sure what to make of Roy Hodgson. I've heard he's a very nice bloke, but besides that, I think his time is up.
All right. Wayne Rooney was not playing in this game, and instantly we looked far, far better. Is that a coincidence, or is he slowing us down?
I think he's slowing us down, to be honest. The thing is, he made his living in the early stages of his career off being a very instinctive, aggressive finisher. When you try and translate that into a less aggressive, you can't really be as instinctive playing attacking midfield. He slows down. There's nothing really good about his game now. So obviously you had the way he'd finish the ball, he'd just sort of absolutely whack it every time he had the ball. He can't do that from where he plays. Obviously you can't just go and shoot long range every time you have the ball.
He still tries.
Yeah, he does still try, to no avail. So yeah, I'd say he isn't an attacking midfielder. So it's wrong to sort of suggest that he's even for that role, but he's not good enough to play up front either.
Yeah,
so
we have better options.
For me, I'd just have him out of the squad now.
All right, Brad, you're a Man United fan. What do you think of Wayne Rooney?
He slows the play down completely. So week in, week out, the ball gets to him and everything just stops. I don't think he should be in either team, to be honest.
He's definitely fallen victim to the sort of idea of making everything perfect. He wants to create a brilliant opportunity rather than just play a ball and see what happens.
Romantic return to Everton? Question mark.
Romantic.
I mean, will he even play?
In the twilight of his career.
I'm not sure. I mean, Everton fans, I'm sure they have some sort of place in their heart for him, but he did leave very young. I can't imagine there's that much sort of romanticism at play there.
No, I mean...
They do want him, in fairness. I know a few Everton fans, but they do want him.
The extent of their love for Rooney probably goes with, we made him a star and then he went somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
I reckon he'll go to the States if he's going to go anywhere, to be honest.
Well, Lampard and Gerrard have announced that they're both leaving, so that opens up a gap for a tired English midfielder, doesn't it?
A lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, you mentioned Roy Hodgson. His successor, Gareth Southgate, is looking like he might be the right man for the England job, based on the results we've had so far. Do we think that he is the man to take England forward to the World Cup?
I mean, right man for the England job. I don't think that really makes sense. I don't think there is a such thing. The England job is not something any any manager would ever really aspire to, I don't think. I think Southgate's the last person on this planet who actively wants that job.
Well, he does now. After managing them for 4 games, I think he's aware. I think it sort of raises his status. So the thing for me is that when you're an England manager, the last sort of 5 or 6 England managers, they leave with absolutely zero reputation. So effectively being England manager destroys your career as a club manager. Unless you've already, say like Fabio Capello already had a great reputation. So when he left England, it was sort of nothing lost really. And he could go and manage Russia and be the highest paid manager in the world for a couple of years. So not bad for him, but I think Southgate is very young and might fall foul if he does not succeed with England.
Steve McLaren.
There you go, there's a perfect example. Although Steve McLaren managed to somehow get himself a Newcastle job last season, but we know how that
And
went.
the Derby job back.
Yeah.
But we all know how that happened according to Expert Mints.
Shout out.
I think he's the only man for the job, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's nobody else crying out.
Nobody wants it, do they? And the natural successor is the manager of the team below, the England national team, full men's team, which is...
And he's done well through the system, to be fair.
He has, but
No,
who knows?
no one feeling Pardiola for the England job.
Get him as far away from international football, just football in general. Don't like that man. I've heard some very bad rumours about him as well, which I won't mention on the podcast.
We'll
for
leave
legal
that
reasons.
alone. From the way I'm looking at it, he looks like the players respect him and want to play for him. But he also looks like a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
All his interviews, he seems genuine and he knows what he's talking about. Very friendly with the media. I think he
Seems to
might
have
be.
a lot of passion for the
Yeah.
job
He does, yeah.
on the sideline, which is
I
something
feel like that's because of what he did in '96.
Oh, he's making
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
He's
trying to make up
still
for it, yeah.
paying for that penalty. Oh yeah, I think he might be.
Just a quick point on Southgate. I noticed that when he got given the job on a temporary basis, Kyle Walker was doing an interview ahead of the first match that Southgate was managing, and he said Gareth, which I don't think he would have found him saying Roy, Sven, Fabio. I think there would have been the boss. So I think that sort of displays a shift in the relationship, perhaps. So you're going from like a sort of very managerial relationship to a sort of more, I don't know how to put
Personal.
it. Yeah, more personal sort of man
less
management.
authoritarian.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Is that, do you reckon, because he's younger?
Yeah, I think. Well, obviously, some of these players will have been playing when Southgate was ending his career. Not many of them, but some of them will. I know he's been in the England system for years now, so I think he deserves a chance. For me.
Yeah, a lot of them would have played under him.
Yeah.
Under 21.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, we'll take another break and then we'll come back and talk about the other home nation results. Right, after another instalment of that lovely music, I'm going to tell you the other home nations results. The Republic of Ireland won 1-0 away at Austria. James McLean with the goal there. They're now top of Group D, so they're doing well. Northern Ireland beat Azerbaijan 4-0 and they're second in Group C, but then they proceeded to lose 3-0 to Croatia in the friendly last night. Wales, Harry's favourite team, drew 1-1 with Serbia, which is not quite the result we wanted for them. 3 draws in the last 3 for them. And third in Group D, and with still to play Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We're still going to qualify. We were unlucky against Serbia. Took the lead on 30 minutes. Classed by Howard and Carney. Obviously, Bale finished it. But after that, we seemed to be like holding on a bit. Serbia were decent. Serbia were much better than I thought they'd be.
They've got a good selection of players.
Yeah,
Better than your team, on average.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
It's quite similar, but we've obviously got Bale.
They've got a lot of Premier League
increases
players
everything.
as well.
They have a certain
Tadic.
Mitrovic.
Yeah.
He's a brute.
But yeah, Tadic was very good.
Tadic is though. Tadic is very, very impressive.
Tadic is a weird one because he creates so many chances.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
But he hasn't got many assists this season in the
No.
Premier
He's
League.
created 31 in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's mad.
He's
That's very
I
impressive.
think he's a really good player.
But anyway, so 85th minute, we're on the attack. Bale hits the post, literally inches, and Serbia go and score on the counter-attack. Decent header from Mitrovic.
I think Hennessy could have done better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just because
It
he's
looked
not the
very
most agile
weird. He was very
goalkeeper, is he?
static on the goal.
Hennessy was very good throughout the whole game. He
Yeah.
was absolutely flawless, claiming balls lumped into the box that you wouldn't always expect a keeper to. And it was like Hennessy's having a class game. But I don't know. I think even if, like, De Gea, who's probably the most agile keeper in the world, he probably wouldn't have saved that.
You reckon?
Yeah, even it literally hit the post and went in.
Yeah.
It's just the way he sort of turned his whole body and
Yeah, it was weird.
walked towards it rather than. But it's all right. It's not too bad. I reckon we'll still qualify.
Yeah.
I think we've got Ireland next, haven't we?
Should be.
Yeah,
So
that's a big game.
Massive game for us. I think that'll really determine. If we lose that, I'll have a different opinion probably. But
still think you could do it even if you lose to Ireland.
do you reckon?
Yeah. The quality in the group, the top 4 teams are very, very similar in quality.
And Austria are playing pretty poorly as well.
Yeah, coming off the back of their dreadful Euros.
Anyway, now that we're mentioning Welsh football, I just want to quickly mention the Iron Brew, or the Scottish Challenge Cup, in which TNS, the Welsh Premier League champions, beat Livingston 3-0 away last weekend, and they're in the semi-final facing St Mirren away. So good luck to TNS in that.
Yes, we wish them all the best. Well, thanks for that, Harry. We're going to finish with Nicola telling us what's happened in the lower leagues, which go on during the international break.
So League 1, League 2 and National Leagues were still happening. Coventry lost to top of the table Scunthorpe in League 1. They're in 18th and sit on 19 points. Walsall drew with MK, so they're 14th on 22 points. But the league's so close that they're 5 points off relegation, but 4 points from the playoffs. League 2, Carlisle are no longer unbeaten. They lost 2-0 at Newport, and Plymouth are 7 points clear in that league. Solihull lost as well at home. It was a 3-2. Dover won. Forest Green are 9 points clear in that league, but they did get that advantage last season and still didn't go up. And then there's been FA Cup replays Monday, Tuesday, tonight and tomorrow. Stourbridge won 3-0 against Whitehawk, and they will play Northampton in the next round. Eastleigh won against Swindon, which Tim Sherwood did not enjoy at all. Solihull won. They got a late equaliser against Yeovil and then won 4-2 on penalties. And the majority of league teams did make it through, including Coventry, who won 2-1 at Moor.
All right, thank you, Nicola. Sam has left us prematurely, so he can't say goodbye, but I'll say it on his behalf. Goodbye, everyone. You've heard from Harry, Brad, Alex and Nicola and myself.